at least 50% of your exam will be taken inside a 30 zone. But what is a 30 zone and what rules you need to follow inside a 30 zone? In this video, I'm going to show you every single rule regarding a 30 zone. So this is, my friends, is a 30 zone. And the biggest rule of a 30 zone that you need to note is that 30 zone will always have right before left, regardless of whatever 30 zone it is, whichever city you are in, whichever area. If it's a 30 zone, and by the way, when 30 zone starts, there will be this 30 zone traffic sign that you've seen at the beginning when I entered this road, and here it even says 30. So right before left, we have to take care. Yeah, nobody's coming from the right hand side. It will always be right before left. The second thing that you need to take care of in a 30 zone is that it's self-explanatory, which is you need to drive under 30. Obviously, it's a 30 zone. It says 30, which means 30 is the maximum speed limit. It's not the minimum speed limit, it's the maximum. So you cannot drive over 30, and you shouldn't. However, if you do drive, let's say 31, 32, you would not fail your driving exam, just to let you know. But you should rather drive under 30 than above 30. And we are going to go right hand side here, but we're going to let this car pass by because the street is a little smaller. Okay, so yeah, drive under 30, and that is way better. And of course, if you drive 25, 24, 27, 28, that is no problem. So if you drive even 5 kilometers less, it's not an issue. But you should use the speed limit. If there are no cars in front of you, and the road is fully clear, like right now I'm driving exact 30, like 29, 30, 29, 30. So that should be okay. Yeah, if there were in cars in front of me, the traffic situation was a little tighter, then you can drive 25, 20, 18. That's not a problem according to the driving situation. Maybe even 10. That's not a problem. But never above 30. Just make sure you follow that. So we are going to go on to the right hand side here. And 30 zones are built, of course, because of a residential area. For example, this is a residential area. There are houses or apartments and kids' playground and stuff. So you have to be very careful about pedestrians and about bicycles. So of course, if somebody is gonna come out from their private parking here on the right hand side that you can see, or on the left hand side, garages or stuff, if somebody is coming out, they don't have priority. Then the right before left doesn't apply because these are private houses. So I've explained that in my right before left video. You can go check that out. In that video, I explained this topic, right before left, completely, that where it does apply, where it doesn't apply. But however, of course, this is still a right before left complete area. But it doesn't apply to if somebody is coming out of a private parking or private garage. So then you can just keep on driving. But of course, since it's a residential area, you should be driving very careful. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to actually stop here. You see this road, yeah? And this white car in front of us. Let's say if there was a car coming in from the other side of the road. In that case, you need to wait and stop here. So for example, you would come here, you would stop. Let's suppose there's a car coming in front, like coming from the other side and passing us through. And you would do indication to the left hand side. So you're indicating people on the back that, hey, I'm not parked. I'm just letting the other car cross, and then I'm going to join the road again. Let's say that car have passed by. Then we are going to join the road, just like that. Just like this. And it's right before left. So looking at the right hand side, no vehicle was there, so we can go ahead. So just make sure if your side of the road is blocked, So for example, here we have another example. Then you wait behind this car. But in our case, there is no car coming from the front side, so we can keep on driving. But you need to, if there was a car coming in, we would stop, we would indicate, we would let the other car pass through, and then we move on. Yeah, so just to let you know. And you have to be very careful, because there could be that somebody is coming out from their private parking and taking a bicycle out, a pedestrian coming out, so you have to always be ready to brake. That's why emergency braking, the task, is done in a 30 zone always. So we are still in a 30 zone. Let's see a few more examples. So this is a tight area a little, so I'm going to actually stop, move on to the right hand side, indicate back onto the left hand side. Not that people think I'm trying to park. I was just trying to give the other car the right of way. So right before left, because it's a 30 zone. So looking at the right hand side very carefully, no one coming in, meaning we can go ahead. So I'm in my third gear, by the way. And this is a good time to mention that I have also made a video about which gear you should use. Of course, it depends on car to car, but it should give you a general idea of which gear you should use in 30 zone or a 50 speed limit area. I've uploaded that video already. You can go check that out. So we are driving right now 29, 30 roughly, because there is no car in front of us. So I'm using the speed limit. If there was a car in front of me, I might drive slower even. Let's go on to the right hand side. I will still look at the left hand side, although it's just a right before left area, but looking at the left hand side is still important, because maybe someone is rushing through or not following the rules properly. And this is the end of 30 zone. Just remember, always there will be a sign when a 30 zone ends. So on to the left hand side, and now there's a give way. And now what does this mean? What does it mean when 30 zone ends? Well, it means you are back to regular city traffic driving rules, which are usually 50 speed limit. So we have 50 speed limit here. So I am driving 50, but right in front of me, the speed limit is now 30. So I'm going to drive 30 now. But this is not a 30 zone. It's just a regular city area with a 30 speed limit. 30 speed limit and 30 zone is like total different things. So just make sure you remember that, because 30 speed limit area could mean that it's just the speed limit is 30, but you still have priority. As you can see, there's a priority sign. This yellow sign that I've just passed by now means priority. So there is no right before left here, but the speed limit is still 30. Normally, when you don't see any sign, it's usually 50. Or sometimes even it says 50, they just put a 50 sign. But if it says 30, you need to drive 30. But here we don't have to follow right before left. Why? Because it's not a 30 zone. It's a regular city with priority signs, but with a 30 speed limit. So I'm going to enter another 30 zone shortly. I'm about to enter another 30 zone. We're going to talk a little more about the 30 zone, and yeah, let's go to the left hand side. But first we have to let all these cars go by. Because I'm turning left, turning lanes don't have priority. I have also made a video about turning left, which you can go and check out on my channel. So we are entering a 30 zone, and we have entered the 30 zone now. So we are inside a 30 zone now, and since there's a car coming in, I can kind of see it. I'm going to give that car the priority if I can, or maybe he gives me the priority. I'm going to give the priority. So I'm going to stop here. Just this is actually perfect. So this is the example. I'm going to stay behind this car but indicate to the left hand side. Now I'm going to join the road again. So I gave him the right of way and I joined the road. So if you do that in your driving exam, the examiner will be very happy with you. Yeah, just to show you an example again. Stopping here, indicating left. Let's say a car have passed by. In this case, an invisible car. So, and then we join the road. And that's it. Like, it's very simple. Just remember, patience is your biggest friend. Like, be patient. So for example, don't rush drive here. Just be patient, drive a little slower. I always say that in my videos, drive rather slow than fast. Because driving fast means your driving exam is gone. You will fail immediately. Driving slow, however, means you will still have a chance. Of course, there's no car in front of me. Right now, if I drive 5 kilometers, I would still fail the exam. But if I'm driving 25, 24, 21, that will not hurt so much. But driving 35 and 38 or 40 in a 30 zone is an immediate failure. So patience, my friends. Just make sure that you are very patient when it comes to driving. So patience is gonna make sure that you pass the exam. So I'm going to actually, because there's no car behind me, I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to mark this sign with an arrow or something. You can see the end of 30 zone sign. So that end of 30 zone sign, until you don't see an end of 30 zone sign, that means you are still in a 30 zone. So when you enter a 30 zone and you have a question that, how do I know that it's still a 30 zone? Well, if you haven't seen this sign that you see on the left side, that means you are still in a 30 zone. When you exit a 30 zone, there will always be this sign saying that this is the end of 30 zone. So you go to regular city rules, and we have a give way sign as well. So we are going to join the normal road again. Okay, everything looks good. So now here, regular driving rules apply, which means 50 speed limit and everything. But in our case, we still have 30 speed limit because I can see a signboard, and I've seen a signboard just while exiting the 30 zone that the speed limit is still 30. However, right before left is gone because now we have priority sign. As you can see, this yellow sign means priority. So we are going to join another 30 zone, and let's check out some traffic situation, what is happening there. So indicating left, and we are joining this 30 zone. So this is the traffic sign that you will see, as you can see on the right hand side, 30 zone. So this means we have entered 30 zone, residential area with houses or apartments and playgrounds and stuff. So we are in a 30 zone now, which means we are back to right before left rules, and we are going to go onto the left hand side. So yeah, since you can see houses and stuff, just make sure you are very careful and always kind of ready to brake, because right before left could come in bicyclists, pedestrians, other cars that their view is blocked and they're kind of not seeing you, so they might rush out. However, like I've mentioned, if somebody is coming out from their private garage, they don't have priority, then you have priority, so you keep going. But if there's a street on the right hand side, then it's a right before left. So we're going to have an example shortly again. So I'm driving like 30, 29, 28. So this car is now giving me priority, which is very good. And this is a right before left, so very careful. Almost stopped because the view was fully blocked, but since there was nobody coming from the right hand side, that means we can keep on going. So we will just going straight ahead. Now we're going to go on to the right hand side. And remember, we are still in a 30 zone because we haven't seen any sign saying that it's the end of 30 zone. So I'm going straight ahead, and there are some cars. So this is a situation which is a little complicated. As you can see, there are so many cars coming. So I'm going to move here, going to move back, and going to do left indication. So as you can see, I'm giving all of these cars priority. 1, 2, 3. There's a car behind me who also did the same. So very nice job, I would say. I would let this car also pass by. And after that, I'm going to join the road. So yeah, this car have also passed by. So nice and safe joining the road again. By the way, only 11 to 12% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed to my channel. And that would mean the world to me if you can just hit that subscribe button. It's for free, wouldn't cost you anything, but would help me definitely make more content for you guys that helps you guys at the end.